What makes you the way you are? Are you shaped by nature or nurture? Listen to this text and decide whether you are a nature supporter, a nurture supporter, or a little bit of both. Are you shaped by nature or nurture? Levels intermediate up. In the Mark Twain novel, The Prince and the Pauper, two boys are born on the same day but raised quite differently. One is a poor boy who's mistreated by his father. The other is Prince Edward, the future King of England. They meet and decide to switch places as a joke. But before the young prince can return to the castle, the poor boy is forced into making important decisions. The boy's decisions turn out to be wise ones, based on his character, not his training. For example, ordering the release of a woman charged with being a witch when she cannot repeat her crime, that of causing a storm. The story reflects an old question of whether you are shaped by nature or nurture. Are some people born with good characters and high intelligence? Is the opposite also true, that some people are born with bad characters and low intelligence? In the opinion of the nature supporters, the answer to the questions is yes. Those who support the nurture argument have the opposite view. They believe that people are the product of the care and education they receive. With the right care and education, they can rise above their circumstances. It's difficult to say one opinion is more valid than the other. After all, how could you prove it? It turns out there is a scientific way to examine the question. For many reasons, including hospital mix-ups, identical twins are sometimes separated. In an unusual case, two pairs of identical twins were separated in Colombia. One of each pair ended up in the countryside, and the other of each pair ended up in the capital city, Bogota. Their lives and educations were very different, and they had much different jobs. But many of their habits, interests, and personality traits were similar. Among the most famous of separated twins are Jim Lewis and Jim Springer. Different families in Ohio, USA, raised them from the time they were a month old. When they met again at age 39, they discovered they had the same kind of headaches, the same habit of biting their nails, smoked the same cigarettes, drove the same type of car, and vacationed at the same beach in Florida. They married women with the same name, divorced, and married other women with the same name. Many people feel our genes shape us, based on research on similar twin traits such as gun ownership, voting preferences, job satisfaction, coffee consumption, and attitudes toward rules. Is it proof that you do not really have a choice about who you become? In 2015, a team led by Tinka Polderman reviewed 50 years of studies into similarities and differences between twins. They found that, on average, nature and nurture each accounted for about 50% of a person's personality. So you may be a certain way because of who your parents were, but how they raise you is just as important in making you who you are. You can make the choice to be a prince or a pauper.